Dear students, we are discussing about the subject of the elements of the civil engineering, and in that we are discussing the topic of the building construction. From the previous lecture onwards, we were discussing about the different types of the doors. We have seen the different types of the door, their list we have seen, and we have seen the common dimensions of the building, that also we have seen. So here is a picture. Here is a picture of the one type of the door which I want to show to you is the battened and the ledged door. In the list of the door, we have seen this type of the door which is known as a battened and the ledged door. Here you see the horizontal small wooden planks which you see in the shutter of the door is known as the battens, and these battens are connected by one another horizontal member which is known as a ledge. So this way the name of the door is the battened and the ledged door. So this is one picture. The outer side or the outer frame which is fixed with the wall, and with the frame the shutter is fixed with the hinges. That is the normal practice in which the doors are constructed. Here you can easily see the horizontal wooden planks as the battens, vertical members which you see as a batten, and the horizontal you see is the ledges. So this is a picture of the battened and the ledged door. This picture shows the battened door. Here the vertical wooden battens are clearly seen in the shutter of the door, and on the side of the door there is a glazed ventilation part is also constructed. So this is a picture of a battened door. All the components are being seen here clearly. The frame which is connected with the wall is seen, and the shutter of the door is fixed with the frame by the hinges. So this is a picture of a battened door. This another type of the door is the framed and the panelled door. In this type of the door, the shutter is constructed of the small wooden panels, the small rectangular type of that shape which you see in total number 6, which is known as a panel. These panels are connected by the horizontal member as the rail and the vertical member known as the stile. So this type of this construction of the door is known as a framed and the panelled door. Different wooden panels are there in the shutter. The name, that's why, becomes a framed and the panelled door. Here is a picture of a panelled door. You see that there are total 6 panels. 2 big panels is there, and on the top there is a one relatively smaller panel is there. The horizontal members which are connecting the different panels is known as a rail, and the vertical members of the shutter is known as the stile. So here the ventilation is also being visible. So ventilation is also constructed with the door. Here is another picture of a panelled door. Here the 4 panels are there. Stiles and the rails are visible. Ventilation is also included and constructed with the door. There is another type of the door which is known as a flush door. In the flush door, the shutters of the doors are constructed with the sunmica or some plain surface, on which in between that small wooden planks are there. This shutter is relatively very plain in the surface and which is fixed with the door frame. This type of the doors are known as a flush door. Here is an example of a flush door. This type of the doors are known as a flush door. There are many different types of the doors are there. After different discussions regarding the door, we will now discuss the component of the windows. Windows are of many types. One is a fixed windows, second is the pivoted windows, next is a sliding windows, next is a casement windows, next is the glazed and sash windows, then is the lowered or the Venetian windows, metal windows, bay windows, then clear story windows, corner windows, then the dormer windows, gable windows, lantern windows, skylights, and ventilators. Size of the windows are, one is a size of the windows, normal size of the windows are 0.6 into 1.2 meter. Another size is a 1 to 1.2 meter. Another size is 1.2 into 1.2 meter. The normal height of the window is kept 1.2 meter, but the width may vary depending on the size of the room. Here is a picture of the partly battened and the glazed window. Ventilators are there with this glass. So this is a partly battened and the partly glazed window. This is also a picture of a window where the ventilation is also provided. This is a sketch of a fixed windows in which the frame of the glass is provided for the window. Here you can see the frame, style, and the glass. Normally, the windows are provided with the glass. This type of the windows which is fixed with the frame, this type of the casement windows are also constructed. Here, this is partly panelled and partly glazed window you can see. The two bottommost parts are the panels, and above that there is a glass which you can see. So this is known as a partly panelled and partly glazed window. This is a picture of a ventilator. A glass ventilator is constructed here for the purpose of the light and the air. This type of the sliding ventilators are there. When they are in use, they must be slide so that it is open and the air circulation is increased. When you want to close it, you have to slide it in such a way as you see in the section. So this will be the closed position of the ventilator. Here is the different types of the windows you see. Glazed windows are being seen in the picture. After the discussion of the windows, we will now discuss the stair. Stair will provide a connection or the accessibility between the different floor levels. stairs is constructed with the series of the steps. So you can see here the series of the steps are there. Then there is a handrail is provided. Then at the bottom you see is the vertical post, which is known as a navel post, and the horizontal part of the steps you see, vertical parts of the steps you see. On the top there is a landing also seen. This is a sketch of the normal stairs, which has a very different components. Let us see these different terms which are used in the stairs. They are step, tread, riser, flight, landing, rise, going, nosing, scotia, strings or stringers, navel post, baluster, and the handrail. So these are the technical terms which are used in a stair. Let us see this terminology. First is a step. It is a portion of the stair which permits the ascent or the descent. Means you can climb it and you can start climbing from one step to another step. It is comprised of a tread. Means the horizontal part of a step is known as a tread and the vertical part is known as a riser. A stair is composed of a set of the steps. So when the steps are constructed in the series, it is known as a stair. Tread. It is the upper horizontal portion of a step upon which the foot is placed. Means the horizontal part of the step is known as a tread, and the size is 25 to 30 centimeter. Riser. It is the vertical portion of a step providing a support to the tread. That vertical part is known as a riser. The size is 10 to 15 centimeter. Flight. This is defined as an unbroken series of the steps between the landings. You see that this stair is not a continuous one. There is some big horizontal space for the rest, that is known as a landing. So the complete series of the step is known as a one flight. There may be one or two flight for the climbing from one floor to another floor, and in between that there is normally a landing is provided. So landing, it is the level platform at the top or bottom of the flight between the floors. A landing changes of the direction and provides opportunity for taking rest during the use of the stair. So landing is provided for taking the rest when you are climbing the steps. If you climb a number of the steps at a time, it will be uneasy for a person. So there should be some horizontal landing space is provided to take for some rest. So that is known as a landing. A rise. A rise is the vertical distance between the two successive tread faces. So whatever the vertical distance is there between the two tread faces is known as a rise. Then is a going. It is the horizontal distance between the two successive rise surfaces. So when there are two horizontal vertical surfaces are there, the distance between these two risers is the horizontal distance of that is known as a going. For the decorative purpose, nosings are provided. So nosing, it is the outer projecting part of a tread beyond the face of the riser. It is usually rounded off from the architectural consideration. Nosing is provided for the architecture point of the view. Scotia. It is a molding which is provided under the nosing. As you see that the nosing is a projected part. So at the bottom of that nosing, there should be some support is provided, and that is known as a scotia. So it is a molding which is provided under the nosing to improve the elevation of the step and to provide the strength to the nosing. That part is known as a scotia. Then is the stringe or the stringers. So these are the sloping members of the wood or metal which support the steps in the stair. They run along the slope of the stair. So these are the sloping members of the wood or metal which support the steps in a stair. Naval post. So when the naval post is a vertical member of a wood or metal which is placed at the end of the flights to connect the ends of the strings and the handrail. So naval posts are provided at the end of the handrail. Then is the baluster. It is the vertical member of wood or metal supporting the handrail. There are numbers of the vertical members are provided to support the handrail, and these vertical members are known as the baluster. Handrail. It is a rounded or molded member of the wood or metal, generally parallel to the nosing line and fixed on the top of the balusters. So it is a rounded or the molded member of the wood or the metal which is provided at the top of the baluster. Handrail. As the name suggests, this rail is used to support by the person who is climbing the stair. Now let us see some dimensions of the size of the steps. The normal dimensions of the size of the stair is 15 cm riser and 28 cm tread, 16 cm riser and 26 cm is the tread, 17 cm is the riser and the 24 cm is the tread. For the hospitals, the comfortable size provided is a 10 cm into the 30 cm. So these are the common sizes of the steps. Normal size is 15 cm into the 28 cm. Depending on the layout of the steps and the landings, etc., the types of the stairs are: one is a straight flight stairs. As the name suggests, it is a straight continuous series of the steps which is known as a straight flight stairs. The second is a turning stairs. In the turning stairs, there is no one flight is there. There are number of the flights will be more, and which is also turning into the shape. It is not a straight in the direction. They are quarter turn stairs, half turn stairs, dog-legged stairs, open well stairs, 3/4 turn stairs, bifurcated stairs. And the another type of the stairs is the geometrical or continuous stair. They are circular stair, spiral stairs and the helical stairs, depending on the type of their geometrical shape. This type of the stair is a spiral stair. This is an example of a stair which is of the shape of a spiral. This is a picture of a stair. Here you can see the handrails is seen, balusters are being seen, the rise and the tread is also seen, and the nosing is also seen in this picture of a stair. This is also another picture of the stair, where at the end you can see the two naval posts are seen clearly, and they are at the end of the handrail, and over each step there is a series of the balusters are also visible in the stair. This is a picture of a straight flight. This is a sketch of a dog-legged stair. This is a picture of a dog-legged stair. Here there are two flights are there. The landing part is also seen in the plan. This type of the combination of the two flights in the manner in here which is shown in the sketch is an example of a dog-legged stair. Two flights are there. After the landing, the second flight starts. So from climbing from one floor to another floor, total 2 flights are provided in this way. This is an example of dog-legged stair. The next component that we are going to discuss is the roof. Roof is the uppermost part of the building to cover the space below. A roof may be flat pitched or a curved in the shape. The flat roof may be RCC slab. Nowadays, the common type of the roof which we are providing is the RCC slab. Then is the pitched roof, may be trussed structure. So trussed structures are also provided as a roof, and this is known as a pitched roof. Lean-to roof. There are another pitched roof or lean-to roof. One is a king post roof truss and another is a queen post roof truss. Curved roof may be shell or the dome. The dome is also example of a room, and this comes under the category or the curved roof. This is a sketch of the RCC slab or a flat roof. RCC slab of a thickness of 12 to 15 cm is constructed, which is rested on the 2 walls, which is provided the reinforcement cement bar is provided for the construction of RCC slab roof. This is a normal and the common roof nowadays constructed. This is an example of a lean-to roof. Here you can see there is on one side the slope is given, therefore it is known as a lean-to roof. The different tiles are provided at the top, and below this there is a rafter is provided, purlins are provided. This type of the different components of the parts are provided. This is example of a lean-to roof. This is a picture of a king post roof truss. This type of the roof truss is known as a king post. In the center of the truss there is a one vertical member which is known as a king post. This is a sketch of the king post roof truss. Here there is the one king post is there at the center, the small vertical member which is you see. The inclined member is known as the strut. At the bottom you can see the beam. The purlins are provided. The different flooring tiles are provided. Normally it is a Mangalore tile floorings. To support that, the rafters and the purlins are provided. At the top of the tile, which is known as a ridge tile. The another type of the truss is the queen post roof truss. Here you see a picture of the queen post. 2 vertical small members in a truss are visible. They are known as a queen post. That's why the name of this truss is the queen post truss. Here you see the sketch of the queen post roof truss. You can see here the 2 posts which is known as a queen post. They are connected at the bottom by the beam. The inclined member are known as a strut. At the top there are the flooring tiles are provided. On the topmost there is a ridge tile. So the important components are the rafters, the purlins and the tiles. This truss is supported on the wall. After discussing the floor, now we will discuss the roof, the floor. Equipments. This type of the purpose of a floor is to provide a level surface for the occupants of the buildings and the furniture. This type of the different plane surface which is constructed over which the equipments or the persons are living is known as a floor. Flooring may consist of PCC, mosaic tile, ceramic tile, vitrified tile or the glazed tile. Types of the floor. Types of the floor are: one is a brick flooring, flagstone flooring, tiled flooring, cement concrete flooring, and then the granolithic flooring, terrazzo flooring, marble flooring, timber flooring. This is a picture of a marble tile flooring. This type of the flooring is constructed with the marble tiles, which is known as a marble tile flooring. This is a quota stone tile flooring. This type of the quota stone is used for the construction of the flooring. This is known as a quota stone tile flooring. This is another picture of the flooring which is constructed with the ceramic tile flooring. This is a ceramic tile flooring. This is another picture of the floors constructed with the wooden tiles. This floor is constructed with the wooden tiles. This is a picture of a tiled flooring. The flooring layers, let us see. At the bottom there is a soil which is known as a sub-base. Over the sub-base there is a lime concrete is constructed approximately about of the 15 centimeter thick. There is a cement concrete is constructed approximately 4 to 5 centimeter. It may be of more thickness if it is required. Over that there is a lime mortar layer is laid down. Over that there is a lime mortar, the cement slurry is provided, and over the slurry the tiles are laid down. So these are the different layers which are commonly provided in a normal floor. This is another sketch of the flooring which is known as a terrazzo flooring. In the terrazzo flooring, a terrazzo topping is constructed. So at the bottom there is a base concrete, and above that there is a cement mortar, and above the cement mortar a terrazzo topping, and the thickness of that particular topping depends on the grades of the chips which are used for the terrazzo. The next we will discuss is the beam, column and the lintel. A beam is a structural member which carries lateral or transverse forces is termed as a beam. Beams are the media which transfer the load of slab to column or the wall. Then the column which transfers the load vertically. As we have seen earlier, the beams are taking the load from the slab, and the beam is transferring load to the column. Columns are taking the load from the beam and they are transferring to the foundation. Lintel is a horizontal member which is placed across the opening like door and the window. This is a picture which shows the RCC slab, beam and the column. Here is another picture where you see the RCC column, then the RCC beam and the RCC slab. This is a sketch of RCC beam, lintel and the chhaja. This is a RCC beam which you see in the sketch, which is supported on the two walls. On the bottom part you see the part which is known as a chhaja. The projected part outside the wall which is constructed of RCC is known as the chhaja, and in the wall itself, you see at the bottom there is a RCC, a beam-like part which is known as a lintel. Normally the lintel and the chhajas are combined for the case of the windows. When there is a window is constructed, the lintel and chhajas are combined. So they are casted at the same time, so that at the time of casting the lintel, the chhaja is also casted. So this is an example of a RCC beam, lintel and the chhaja. Here is a picture of RCC column. So column is constructed for transmitting the load vertically. Next is the building finishes. The building finishes are used to give protective covering to the various building components against natural agencies. The walls or any other sorts of the building components needs to be protected against the natural agencies, and that is done by the building finishes. They also provide decorative effects by the whitewashing, distempering or painting. The decorative effects are also given to the building finishes. The building finishes are plastering, pointing, painting, white color washing, varnishing and the distempering, etc. So building finishes in the plastering is provided first, and then there is over the plastering you may have a whitewash or a distempering. Now we have seen the different building components. They are foundation, plinth, walls and many others. These different components, whatever we have seen, this normal dimensions and the sizes we have to understand. Let us see and understand what these different components means to us and what are the normal dimensions of that to be preferred. The first component that we have seen is the foundation. Foundation is the bottommost component of the building, which is intended to serve the transmission of the load of the building to the subsoil below. They are shallow and deep foundation, as we have seen earlier. The shallow foundations, for the finding the depth of the foundation is given by the formula 2t plus 30. And the width of the foundation is also 2t plus 30. Here in this formula, the t is the wall thickness. Depending on the size of the thickness of the wall, that may be 10, 20 or 30 centimeter width as per their thickness. For deep foundation, the depth may be 10 to 30 meter depending on the width. Say for example, the width of the foundation for 30 centimeter thick wall will be 2t plus 30, means 2 into this 30, 60 plus 30 means 90 centimeter. So width of the foundation for the 30 centimeter wall will be equal to 90 centimeter. The normal depth of the shallow foundation is about 1 to 1.5 meter In case of the deep foundation, the depth of the foundation will be around 10 to 30 meters. Foundations are constructed for the purpose of the transmission of the load. Their dimensions are depending on the size of the wall. For the deep foundation, the depth will be taken according to where the hard rock or the solid ground is achievable at the different depths. In case of the deep foundation, piles are constructed. So depending on the depth, the height of the pile will be decided on the basis of the soil parameters and the soil condition. Second component is the plinth. Plinth are the portion below the floor and above the ground. The function of a plinth is to protect the floor from the rainwater or any other moist conditions. With the help of the construction of the plinth, the floor is situated little above the ground level so that it is protected from the rainwater of the street. The dimensions of the plinth are: height above the ground are 30 cm, 45 cm, 60 cm, 75 cm or the 90 cm. In case of the 30 cm plinth height, there will be two risers of the steps will be there, because we know that this size of the riser of the step is 30 cm. So therefore in 45 cm plinth there will be 3 riser. In 60 cm plinth there will be 4 rise. In 75 will be 5, and in 90 it will be 6 rise of the steps will be included in that height of the plinth. So for the finding the number of the steps at the entry of the main door, depending on the height of the plinth, you can work out that dimensions also. The third component is a wall. Wall is constructed either with the brick, stone or a precast concrete blocks, and the walls are constructed for the purpose of the separation, or it may be a load-bearing walls also. The load-bearing walls are constructed of the thickness 20 cm, 30 cm and 40 cm. The normal thickness of the walls are this 20, 30 and 40 cm. As you know that the size of the modular brick is 10 into 10 into 20 cm. The modular size of the brick is 10 into 10 into 20 cm. Therefore, the brick wall thickness is normally 20, 30 and the 40 cm. The wall which is constructed of thickness of 10 cm is known as a partition wall. So partition wall thickness is 10 cm. The next component is the column. The column is a vertical member which is provided in a building to transfer the load of the beam and slab to the foundation. Depending on the shape of the column, the different normal dimensions are there. If it is a square column, then 20 into 20 cm is the normal dimensions. It may be 30 into 30 cm also. Rectangular columns have a size of 20 into 30 centimeter. You see that the columns are constructed with the construction of a wall, in a line of a wall. Therefore, the sizes of the column are also tuned in with the size of the thickness of the wall. So they are 20 into 20 and 30 into 30. They are kept in the tune with the thickness of the wall. Rectangular column has the size of 20 into 30 centimeter. If the size of the column, shape of the column is circular, it is 20 centimeter dia or 30 centimeter diameter. At the bottom of the column, the footing may be of the size 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. Feet is as per the design. The normal size of a column is the column footing is 1 into 1 into 1 meter. Then is the sill. The normal sill height is 70 centimeter, 80 centimeter or 90 centimeter above the floor. Sill is the bottom of the window. This bottom of the window is kept 70, 80 or 90 centimeter above the floor. Next we will discuss about the door. Doors are the opening provided in the wall. They provide us the accessibility to the inner rooms. They protect the building from the sound, and the other privacy is maintained with the help of the door. The dimensions of the doors are: width of the door is kept minimum 0.7 to 0.8 meter. Then it is 0.9, 1 meter and 1.2 meter. For the public buildings, the width is kept normally 1.2 meter. External size of the width of the external door will be around 1 to 1.2 meter, and internal doors will have a width of around 0.9 meter. The height of the door is kept 1.8 meter is the minimum height, and 2 meter and the 2.1 meter height is also provided for the door depending on the size of the room. Height of the door is 1.8 meter, 2 meter and the 2.1 meter. Now let us see the normal dimensions of the window. Windows are provided for the purpose of the air circulation and the ventilation. The width of the window may be 0.6 meter, 0.7 meter, 0.9 meter, 1 meter or 1.2 meter. Width of the window will depend on whatever the area is required for the openings. Depending on that, it may be ranges from 0.6 to 1 meter, and the normal height of the window is kept 1.2 meter. In the kitchen, when the platforms are provided, this height of the window may be reduced to 0.9 meter because there is a window is to be provided over and above the platforms. So that height may be reduced if it is required in case of the kitchen. So windows having a different width, right, from 0.6 to 1.2 meter, and the height is normally 1.2 meter. Then is the ventilator. The ventilators are nothing but the small windows. Small windows of the size from 0.6 by 6 or 0.6 by 0.7 or approximately about 1 meter. These small windows are known as the ventilator. The purpose of this ventilator is to provide proper ventilation or the proper air circulation. Ventilators are provided for the better air circulation or the better light to enter into the residential buildings. The width of the ventilator are 0.6 meter, 0.7 meter, 0.9 meter, 1 meter or 1.2 meter. These ventilators are normally constructed above the doors and the windows. Therefore, the width will be normally same as that of the width of the window or the door. The height of the ventilator will be 0.2 meter or 0.3 meter. Then is the slab. Slab is the RCC floor. A plain horizontal RCC slab will cover the space from the top. The function of the slab is to cover the space at the top. Now, the slab having a thickness ranging from 10 centimeter, 12 centimeter, 15 centimeter or 18 centimeter depending on the span. The thickness of the slab will depend on the how much horizontal distance or the how much span for which it is being to be constructed. The slab thickness is from 10 to 18 centimeter. Then is the beam. The beam sizes will vary. The sizes of the beam and column will vary according to the layout of the building. Whatever the span of that slab, that also affects the total load which is acting on the beam and the column, and depending on that the size will vary. Here we are mentioning the normal sizes, but in actual they will vary depending on the layout and the sizes of the room. Beam. The depth of the beam are 30 centimeter, 45 centimeter or 60 centimeter. The width of the beam will vary depending on the wall thickness. Depending on the wall thickness, this width will be 30 centimeter, 45 centimeter and the 60 centimeter. So depth of the beam is 30, 45 or 60 centimeter, and the width will be varying from the wall thickness or 30, 45 or 60 centimeter. Then is the lintel. The lintel are provided over the window or a door to support the wall which is there on the windows or the door. The length of the lintel will be the total clear opening, width of the door or the window of the clear opening. Means the clear span of the width of the window or the door plus bearing on either side minimum 10 centimeter is provided. So normally the length will be equal to the total opening width plus 20 centimeter. Width will be the thickness of the wall. The lintel have a thickness that is equal to the thickness of the wall. Next is the stair. The stair having a dimension of a tread of 25 to 30 centimeter Riser is provided 15 to 20 centimeter. The normal size of the riser is 15 centimeter and normal size of the tread is around 30 centimeter. The width of the stair is to be kept minimum 1 meter. Next, the dimensions of the floor. The ground floor will provided at the height of the plinth and upper floor having a slab thickness depending on 10 to 18 centimeter that we have just seen. The weather shed or the chhaja. The chhajas are provided in a tapered shape or a trapezoidal shape. At the end of the front there is a 7 centimeter and when it is side of the wall it is of 10 centimeter, that is the thickness of the lintel. Chhaja at the lintel side will be the height of the lintel, that is equal to 10 to 15 centimeter. At the end we will see the parapet. The height of the parapet is around 1.1 or 1.2 meter or it may be up to 1.3 meter. The width of the parapet will be 10, 20 or 30 centimeter. So this is the end of the discussion regarding the building construction, in which we have seen the different types of the building components, their nominal dimensions we have discussed in today's lecture. Thanks to all the dear students.